Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Aisha Habib and the lecturer of English at Orbit Coaching Academy, Barako, Islamabad. Today we are going to learn the topic of verbals. First of all, we need to know what are verbals. As you can see, the name of this term is verbals, which is derived from a verb. So a verb can be an action verb, it can be a linking verb, but over here we are going to learn about further three types of verbals. First one is gerund. Second one is infinitive. And third one is the participle. First of all, we need to know that why are we going to learn these three further subtypes of verbals. Because sometimes these verbals, these action verbs do not perform the function of an action verb. Sometimes they are the action verbs, but sometimes they are just working like a noun. For example, let's start with a gerund. What is a gerund? First of all, we need to understand that how do we make a gerund. We use a word and we use ing with that word. For example, dancing. Now dance is a word and we use ing with this one to make it a gerund. Second one can be smiling. Smile is a word and we can add ing with this one. So this word can perform the function of an action verb and it can perform the function of a noun as well. Now we need to see that how the function varies from context to context. Let's write an example of this word over here. For example, dancing is my hobby. And the second word which I wrote was smiling. Smiling is a best medicine. Now we need to understand that first you have understood that how have we made these words. Now what is their function? In this sentence, first thing you can see that I have used in the beginning of the sentence, that is dancing, and it is performing the function of a noun here. It is not performing the function of an action verb because over here I'm not telling about the action which is done by someone else. I am talking about someone's hobby. So that is why we say that a gerund is a verb which is derived from a verb but it performs the function of a noun. Similarly, if I have written smiling, smiling is a best medicine. Similarly, in this sentence, smiling is used in the beginning of the sentence. I hope you're familiar with the sentence structure that we use subject, verb and object. So instead of a subject, in the place of a subject, I have used smiling. So this smiling is performing the function of a noun over here. So gerund is derived from a word which is a verb plus ing and it performs the function of a noun in the sentence. Second one we have got infinitive. Now what is infinitive? As you can see that I have already told you about that an action verb or a verb can have different functions in a sentence. It can be used as an action verb, it can be used as a noun or maybe an adjective or maybe a linking verb. Now infinitive, whenever you will see an infinitive in a sentence, you will find that it will always be used with to plus first form of verb. We can never ever use second or third form of verb with to in a sentence. For example, if I write, I want to go to Canada. Now in this sentence, you have to identify by yourself that which words are infinitives. You can see that over here, I have used to plus go as well. The other one is to plus Canada. But Canada is not an action verb, while go is the action verb and this is the first form of verb. That is why we call this one an infinitive. While this too is performing the function of preposition, and I hope you're familiar with the parts of speech where we use a preposition in a word to let the reader know about it, that what is the direction of something or maybe the position of something. Let's have another example of it. I want to celebrate my son's birthday. Now again, I want you to recognize, take a step and try to understand that where do we use the infinitive. In this sentence, to is a verb and with this one, I have used action verb. So whenever we will be using an action verb and this is the first form of verb with to, that will be called infinitive. I hope it is clear to you. The last one is participle. We can have further two types of participle. It can be present participle and it can be past participle as well. Now we need to see what is the difference between these two, how do we make them and what is the function of these two. First one is like as I was supposed to tell you that how do we make it. We use first form of verb plus ing, while past participle is whenever we use ed or ied, whenever we use the second form of verb or maybe the third form of verb. Now you must be thinking of it that what is the difference between a present participle and a gerund, because over here we have already used first form of verb plus ing and over here we are using first form of verb plus ing as well. So again we need to see the function of these verbs. In this one we have seen that gerund is performing the function of a noun, while in present participle it performs the function of an action verb. Like let's take an example of this one as well. I'm going to pick up the same verb which I have written over here, dancing and smiling. I can, if I use the same word as I am dancing, or maybe the second sentence is she was smiling at me. Now I want you to notice two things over here. First one is, under the gerund we used dancing and smiling in the beginning of the sentence, which is working as the subject of the sentence. While in this sentence I have not used the same two words in the beginning, but I have used somewhere else in the sentence. For example, I am dancing, this one, and she was smiling at me. So this is the first difference between these two. The second difference is, as you can see that over here, it is showing that the person is performing some function. I am dancing, it means that I am working, I am doing something. Similarly, she was smiling at me, it means that she was doing something, she was performing some function. So that is why we call it present participle. Both of these words are called present participles. Now, if I want to make the past participle of these both of these sentences, I can use it this way. I danced at the party. And the other one is, the second sentence is, she smiled at me. So this is very obvious that we have used second sentence, second form of verb, danced and smiled, which is past participle. Now to conclude this topic, I would like to tell you everything once again. What is the difference between a gerund and a participle? Gerund and participle are derived from the same word and we use ing with first form of verb in both of these. Either it's gerund or present participle. But the function will be completely different. Gerund will be performing the function of a noun, while present participle will be performing the function of an action verb. And we can have present participle and we can have past participle as well. In present participle, we will be using first form of verb plus ing, while past participle we will be using second form of verb. Last one is infinitive, in which we will be using first form of verb with to. If we are having a noun with to, that to plus a noun will not be an infinitive. That will be a preposition for us. But if we are using to plus first form of verb, that will be an infinitive. I hope you have understood the gerund, infinitive and participle. But still, if you have any more questions or any more queries, you can comment in the comment box below. Thank you.